Amidst the chaos of a bustling market, a neglected German shepherd catches the eye of a 5-year-old girl. He is clearly unloved and sad about it, and she begs her mom to let her rescue him. What the dog does next is incredible. One sunny Saturday, as 5-year-old Emma wandered through the local market with her parents, her eyes caught sight of a massive German shepherd chained to a post near a corner stall. Her mother Genevieve followed Emma's face and saw the condition of the dog. She sighed. She knew how sensitive her daughter was to animals in distress. "All right, sweetie, let's go see him, but stay close," she said. As they approached, Emma knelt down a few feet away. "Hey there, boy," she said softly while extending her hand. The dog sniffed the air cautiously, its ears perked up slightly. Emma inched closer. "You look so sad." "Don't worry, I'm here." Genevieve watched her daughter closely. Emma had always had a special way with animals, but this dog looked particularly rough. "Emma, be careful, he might be scared," she said. The little girl nodded, but her focus remained on the dog. She noticed a vendor nearby who seemed to be the owner. The man was busy attending to customers. He paid little attention to the dog. Emma stood up and approached him. "Excuse me, sir, is this your dog?" The vendor glanced at her briefly. Then he nodded and said the dog was no good. Nobody wanted him. He was just taking up space. Emma's heart sank. "Can I pet him?" she asked. The man shrugged. Emma returned to the dog and gently reached out to pet him. To her surprise, the dog didn't pull away. Instead, he leaned into her touch. His tail gave a faint wag. Emma smiled. She knew the connection was forming. Over the next few weeks, Emma and her parents visited the market regularly. Each time, she spent time with the dog. She named him Zeus, and with each visit, their bond grew stronger. Zeus seemed to recognize Emma as his eyes lit up whenever he saw her. Her parents noticed the growing attachment and began to discuss the possibility of bringing the dog home. They knew it wouldn't be easy. Zeus needed medical attention and a lot of care, but they couldn't ignore Emma's unwavering determination to help him. Finally, after much discussion, they approached the vendor with an offer to take Zeus home. The man seemed eager to be rid of what he called the useless dog, and agreed readily. Emma's heart soared. She gently unchained Zeus and led him to their car. "You're coming home with us," she whispered. As they drove home, Emma sat beside the dog. He rested his head on her lap. Emma had rescued an unloved dog from the market, but little did she know, Zeus would soon show just how extraordinary their bond could be. Bringing the dog home was just the beginning of a brand new journey for Emma and her family. While the initial joy of rescuing the dog filled their hearts, they soon realized the challenges that lay ahead. Zeus, with his matted fur and visible ribs, had endured a tough life, and it showed in his behavior. At first, he was skittish and wary of his new surroundings. He flinched at sudden movements and loud noises and cowered when adults would try to pet him. Emma spent every possible moment with him. She would sit by his side and read books or simply talk to him about her day. Her tiny size seemed to put him at ease. Slowly, the dog began to show signs of trust. He leaned into her hand when she petted him and started following her around the house, but his behavior was still unpredictable, so the family decided to seek professional help. They contacted a local animal behaviorist, Dr. Louise Taylor, who had experience with traumatized dogs. Dr. Taylor visited their home and spent time observing Zeus' behavior. "This dog has been through a lot," she explained. "His unpredictable behavior is a result of his past trauma. He needs structure, patience, and consistent training to help him feel secure." She provided them with a training plan that emphasized positive reinforcement and gradual exposure to new experiences. The training was slow and required a lot of patience. There were days when Zeus showed progress and responded well to commands. He even sometimes played fetch with Emma, but there were also setbacks. Zeus would sometimes growl or snap if he felt cornered or threatened, but he was never aggressive towards the little girl. One day, while playing in the yard, he approached Emma with a ball in his mouth. His tail was wagging like a propeller. It was the first time he had initiated play, and Emma's heart soared with joy. She threw the ball, and Zeus chased after it, barking happily. Genevieve and John watched from the porch. The journey to rehabilitate their dog was far from over, but the family's unwavering commitment was starting to pay off. As weeks became months, Zeus's behavior showed steady improvement. Emma's patience and unwavering love began to heal the wounds of his past. One sunny afternoon, she was playing in the yard. Zeus bounded happily after a ball. Genevieve and John sipped iced tea on the porch and felt generally content when they realized how far their dog had come. Suddenly, a loud noise shattered the peaceful afternoon. The neighbor's cat had been startled by a car backfiring. It darted across the yard and sent Zeus into a frenzy. He took off after the cat, barking wildly. Emma tried to stop Zeus. She ran after him. Her small legs struggled to keep up. In the chaos, she didn't notice the approaching car speeding down the street. Genevieve and John's hearts leapt into their throats as they saw Emma chasing Zeus. They shouted, but their voices were drowned out by the car's roar and the dog's barking. In that instant, Zeus' protective instincts kicked in. He sensed the danger before Emma did. As the car drew dangerously close, he turned on a dime and sprinted back towards the girl. With a powerful leap, he knocked her out of the car's path. The car screeched to a halt, the driver's face pale with shock. Genevieve and John rushed to Emma's side. She was dazed but unharmed, and she clung to Zeus, who stood protectively over her. He nuzzled her gently, licking her face as if to reassure her that she was safe. From that day on, Zeus's place in the family was solidified. His courageous act changed the way Genevieve and Joss saw him. He was no longer just a rescue dog with a troubled past. He was a loyal protector and a beloved member of their family who would go to great lengths to keep them safe. One day, during a walk, Zeus suddenly froze and began to growl. Emma looked up and saw a man approaching. He was the same vendor from the market who had kept Zeus chained and neglected. The man's eyes narrowed as he recognized the dog. "So, that's where you ended up?" he sneered. Emma tightened her grip on Zeus' leash. She could sense his tension and knew she needed to stay calm. "Zeus is my dog now," she said firmly, "and you can't take him back." The man scoffed and said that he was his dog first, and she had no right to take him. Emma stood her ground. "You didn't take care of him. He deserved better." The man took a step closer. Zeus growled more fiercely and positioned himself protectively in front of Emma. The man threatened the girl with the authorities. He even accused her of stealing his dog. Emma's mind raced. She knew the man had no claim to Zeus, but the confrontation was unnerving. "Go ahead," she replied. "We have proof of how you treated him. You won't get him back." The man glared at her, then turned and walked away, muttering under his breath. Emma let out a shaky breath and knelt beside Zeus. She hugged him tightly and said, "It's okay that he won't hurt you ever again." The incident shook Emma, but it also strengthened her resolve. She knew she had to be vigilant and protect Zeus from anyone who might try to take him away. She discussed the encounter with her parents. They reassured her that they would support her and keep Zeus safe. One sunny Saturday, the local community organized a pet fair and dog show. Emma's family decided to participate. That it was an opportunity to showcase Zeus' progress and enjoy a day out together. The fair was bustling with activity when they arrived. Booths lined the park. They offered pet supplies, treats, and information about animal care. The air was filled with excited barks and laughter as dogs of all shapes and sizes mingled with their owners. Emma was thrilled to be part of the event, and she was eager to see how Zeus would perform in a new environment. As they walked through the fair, they passed a booth advertising a tracking and agility demonstration. Emma's eyes lit up. "Can we try this, Mommy?" she asked, looking up at her mother with hopeful eyes. Genevieve smiled and nodded. They approached the booth and a friendly instructor greeted them. He asked if they wanted to see if their dog had any hidden talents. Emma nodded enthusiastically. The instructor guided them to the agility course. It was set up with tunnels, jumps, and weaving poles. "Let's start with some basic agility exercises and see how Zeus does," he suggested. Emma led her dog to the starting line. Her heart pounded with excitement. She had never tried agility with Zeus before, but she had a feeling that he might surprise everyone. She whispered in his ear and asked if he was ready. Zeus' ears perked up and he wagged his tail eagerly. As soon as Emma gave the signal, he took off. He navigated the course with surprising agility. Zeus soared over the jumps, weaved through the poles, and raced through the tunnels with a speed and precision that left everyone in awe. The crowd watched in amazement as he completed the course in record time. Emma beamed with pride. She had always known her dog was special, but seeing him excel in the agility course was beyond her wildest dreams. The news of Zeus' hidden talent spread quickly through the fair. People who had once viewed him as just a rescue dog now saw him as a star. Emily's family received numerous offers from trainers and agility clubs. Everyone was eager to help Zeus reach his full potential. The discovery of his talent opened up new possibilities for Emma and her beloved dog. They began training with a local agility club. Zeus' progress was astounding. He quickly became a favorite among the trainers, but the excitement surrounding Zeus' newfound agility talent was soon overshadowed by a troubling development. The previous owner was emboldened by seeing Zeus' success and began to escalate his threats. He started showing up at the park during their training sessions. He would shout that Zeus belonged to him and that he would take him back by any means necessary. Emma's parents grew increasingly concerned for their daughter's safety and Zeus' well-being. They decided it was time to take legal action to secure the dog's place in their family permanently. They contacted a lawyer who specialized in animal rights cases. During their initial consultation, the lawyer, Ms. Patterson, listened carefully to their story. "You have a strong case," she said. "The key will be to gather as much evidence as possible of Zeus' previous abuse and show that he is thriving under your care." Genevieve and John began collecting everything they could to support their case. They'd taken detailed photographs of Zeus' condition when they first rescued him, including his matted fur, protruding ribs, and sad eyes. They also gathered vet records showing his health improvements and testimonials from neighbors, friends, and trainers who had witnessed Zeus' transformation. Emma was determined to help as well. She wrote a heartfelt letter describing her bond with Zeus and the positive changes she had seen in him. "Zeus is my best friend," she wrote. "He saved my life and I love him. Please don't let anyone take him away." The legal process was daunting and the court case was looming. To add to their stress, the local agility competition was fast approaching. It was an important event where Zeus could showcase his talent and further demonstrate how well he had adjusted to his new life. Despite the tension, Emma and Zeus continued their training. Emma's heart pounded every time she saw the previous owner lurking nearby, but she drew strength from her love for Zeus and her determination to keep him safe. On the day of the competition, the air was electric. Dozens of dogs and their owners gathered, ready to compete in various events. As they waited for their turn, Emma noticed the previous owner standing on the sidelines, glaring at them. She took a deep breath and focused on Zeus. "We can do this," you whispered, "just like we practiced." When the announcer called their names, Emma and Zeus stepped onto the course. The crowd fell silent as they watched. Emma gave the signal, and he took off. Zeus soared over the jumps, weaved through the poles, and raced through the tunnels with a grace that took everyone's breath away. As they crossed the finish line, the crowd erupted in applause. Emma beamed with pride, and Zeus wagged his tail excitedly. The competition's judges were impressed. One of them was a renowned dog trainer. "You and Zeus are an incredible team," he said to Emma. "He's a remarkable dog, and you've done a fantastic job with him." Then, the day of the hearing arrived. Emma clutched Zeus's leash tightly. The previous owner was there, scowling and muttering under his breath. Ms. Patterson presented their case with confidence. She highlighted Zeus' progress and the loving care he had received from Emma's family. The judge listened attentively. He reviewed the photographs, vet records, and testimonials. Emma's letter was read aloud, and it brought tears to the eyes of many in the courtroom. Finally, the judge turned to the previous owner. "The evidence clearly shows that Zeus was neglected and abused under your care. He has thrived with his new family, and it is in his best interest to remain with them." The previous owner protested, but the judge was firm. "Your actions have shown that you are not fit to care for this dog." The court rules in favor of Emma's family. Zeus will stay with them permanently. The court ruling was a significant victory for Emma and her family, but the story didn't end there. Following the hearing, the judge ordered an investigation into Zeus' previous owner. What emerged from this investigation shocked everyone and solidified the community's support for Emma and Zeus. It was revealed that the man had a history of animal maltreatment. Several other animals had suffered under his care. Witnesses came forward with testimonies about his cruel behavior, and the local news picked up the story. It spread quickly and caused outrage. The revelations about Zeus' past galvanized the community. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers rallied around Emma's family, promising them that they would make sure Zeus' former owner would never have an opportunity to treat an animal badly again. Emma and Zeus' story had left a legacy of love and compassion that would inspire future generations in the town, and no one could be happier with the outcome. Do you have a story about a rescue dog that brought incredible joy to its new home? We'd love to hear it. Tell us in the comments below. For now though, we're out of here. Catch you in the next video.